Hi guys, welcome to Lisa Lives and my review for day 10. And today's movie is the 1986 Night of the Creeps. This one was requested by J Wilkens79 and it's one that I think I may have seen many years ago, but not completely sure. Right, I will look down a few times, guys, for some facts that I've written down because my memory is atrocious, so bear with me. I'm going to give you a brief plot synopsis. As usual, not a massive big one so that I spoil the story for you, but a rough idea. Some facts before we kick off. This one was written and directed by Fred Dekker. You'll probably know him most notably as he was responsible for Monster Squad. He's been involved with the new Predator movie. He's done some Tales from the Crypt and he's worked on House 1 and 2. So pretty established guy, pretty good at what he does, so I was quite interested to get into this one. I know I'd seen imagery from this or perhaps clips, but I wasn't so sure. I've seen the whole movie. I'm still not so sure, to be honest, because the recesses of my brain are old and dusty and dank. So we kick off this movie in 1959. I started and I'm like, what the hell am I watching? Three really badly constructed plasticky looking aliens running about a spaceship, one running away from two, and he throws something out into space which crash lands on Earth. It's an experiment or something they've been working on. Cut to a drive-through. We're in black and white. We're like old B-movie science fiction type feel to it. We have a couple parked in a car, as you do, and they think they've seen a shooting star. The guy decides to go and investigate. A young policeman comes along who just so happens to be the boyfriend of the girl that's parked in the car with some other bloke. So I say that as he comes into it later. He goes to investigate and this is not a shooting star, but basically there's loads of these little, I can only describe them as slugs, and they jump inside you, like in through your mouth, and render you into a zombie. So yeah, this is what happens to this guy. There's also, as this is happening, an axe-wielding maniac in the vicinity that the policeman's warning the couple about. And then after that happens, we cut to 1986 in the present day. We're following two young lads at college, very similar to the one yesterday that I watched, Killer Party. We've got the whole fraternity thing again. They want to get into a particular fraternity to impress a girl that one of them likes. This girl has a boyfriend who runs that particular fraternity and they're trying to get in to impress her. So this is our basic plot. They are asked to fulfill their pledge to get into the fraternity. They're asked to steal a dead body. This is where we link the first and second story. They go down into the morgue. They think this is a dead body. It's not quite a dead body. He's been cryogenically frozen from 1959? 1959, and he's infected with these slug things. So they take him out, but then they get freaked out, leave him on the floor and bugger off. You can imagine what follows. Obviously he comes to and all hell breaks loose. The original policeman that was in the start version comes back into it. He's a much older man and he is tasked with investigating what's happening to people, blah blah blah. Won't go into any more detail, but that's our basic story. People have to fight against these weird zombie-like creatures that have been infected by really weird sluggy type things going into their mouths. So what did I think of this one? There were really nice little touches in this, like the surnames of the characters were all homages to famous people in horror. Like we had someone with the surname Carpenter, we had a Romero, we had Cronenberg. Hang on, I've written some down. We had Hooper. We just had quite a few. I didn't write all of them down. Homages to these people. On the wall in the bathroom it says Go Monster Squad. Obviously the same director is responsible for Monster Squad, so that was pretty cool. But this movie is like an homage to several different genres. You've got the 1950s black and white sci-fi, you've got the sort of Romero zombie, you've got the sort of like 80s sort of John Hughes style movie, 80s slashers that has a sort of part in it as well. There's some pretty cool special effects in there that are quite amusing and cool at the same time. There's a certain type of special effect that now we look at as being a bit naff, but then it was like, wow, but still I have a real affection for that sort of thing. It's all practically done, and I enjoy watching it, like exploding heads and the like, that sort of thing. So what did I think of this one? I had a lot of fun with this one. All the performances were believable. I liked the storyline. It was, you have to suspend belief. It's a bit daft in places, but I like that. Like the movie yesterday, had a real 80s feel to it, which I always love. It's just nostalgia for me. I don't think I enjoyed it as much as Killer Party. I did really enjoy it. It reminded me a lot of my childhood, and the type of movies I grew up watching were just like this one. So yeah, really nostalgic for me. Something that a lot of people probably feel a great deal of affection for, and one that I have to say I did have fun with. If I had to rate this one out of 10, I'd probably come in at a 7 for this one, because it was fun, but it wasn't amazing. It wasn't like fantastic, but yeah, I did have a lot of fun with it. So yeah, that is the movie for today. Night of the Creeps. Let me have a look and tell you what the movie is. Oops, tomorrow. I have no idea. Oh, the movie tomorrow is Baskin. I've heard bits and bobs about this, but don't know an awful lot, but I think this is a pretty rough one. I'm not sure. But yeah, so tomorrow is Baskin. That one's one I've actually inserted myself. I do have probably about 26 requests, and the rest I just put movies in myself that I'd had recommended from other people. Baskin was one that we discussed on one of our horror hangout streams, and it may have been Dave Maggot that talked about that one. Can't remember exactly, but yeah. So we're checking out Baskin tomorrow night. So yeah, hope you're enjoying the reviews, guys. I will, as always, insert a little picture here with some names of my friends who are also taking part in the 31 Days of Horror. So if you check those guys out, I'd be much appreciated. So yeah, that's us for today, and I look forward to speaking to you all tomorrow. Over and out for now.